Good afternoon, Night Nation. It is Wednesday, March 2nd, and you are watching episode 7 of Inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. And as you can see, Kirby's nowhere to be found, and I'm joined here by Coach Matt Ryan. More with him in just a moment, but Coach, we can't find Kirby, but thankfully, the city of Kenyon has allowed us to look through some external cameras, so hopefully we can see where Kirby is. All right, well, it's good to know where Kirby is. Hopefully he will join us, Coach, and we can definitely start talking. Hey, Kirby, how you doing?
Wow. Coach, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Kirby.
Thanks for joining us there, Kirby.
Sorry I'm late. I had to do a little measuring for the old state team here. So
That's awesome.
I'm back. I'm ready. Let's get after it.
Well, a lot to talk about, and Coach, first of all, congratulations. Kenyon Wanamingo Wrestling State Class A champions. Such a great honor and a great privilege to have you here today. And let's talk right away. You guys get to that one day, 3 matches. You got to win them all to win the state title. What were your thoughts going into that Caledonia match?
Well, we had prepared for the 3 matches in one day situation at the state tournament all year. Our schedule went towards that. The Clash was a 2-day tournament with 3 duels both days against 3 really tough teams. We went to Bemidji, did the same thing, even down to the details of can we perform well against 3 good teams after staying in a hotel the night before, which we'd have to do at the state tournament. So I felt like we were as prepared as we could be and as focused as we could be. Fortunately, we were healthy and ready to go heading into the state tournament, and just needed to do the things we've been doing all year. And actually I was hoping we'd take another step up. We ran into 3 good teams, which you would expect at the state tournament, but got off to a great start against Caledonia, and then got into the tough part of their lineup and found a way to win our quarterfinals match and advance to the semis.
You won that match 39-26. Any highlights that really come to mind as you think about that match?
Well, I think just all the bonus points down low, which we knew was going to be key, and the whole bonus points concept turned out to be a big part of the story at the end of the day on Thursday. But Caledonia was a solid team. They ended up 5th in the state, went 2-1 with us being their only loss. So yeah, I was just pleased. You know, at that point, we just needed to find a way to win duels, whether it was by 1 point or 40 or 50 points. You know, when we had a lot of lopsided wins over the course of the year, but at the state tournament it was about getting W's.
Yeah, and like you said at the welcome back, you said people maybe overlooked Caledonia, you know, because they're a quality team, and Windjam came back from that injury, so.
Quality team, didn't maybe have their full strength lineup most of the year, but put it all together at the end and maybe came in a little underrated. But yeah, very solid team.
So then you moved on and you took on the number 4 seed Piers. Sorry about the graphic there, that covers us up a little bit, but we wanted to give you a little heads up on the Pioneers. You ended up winning that 34-21. And you know, the moment I remember about that was the big pin by Redsicle and the emotions afterwards. Big point of that match. Can you give us a little more insight on that?
Yeah, I would totally agree. Piers was a great team, a lot of quality individuals, and we had to wrestle well in that duel. Won a few close matches, a few matches that on paper I thought were toss-up matches. But Luke's pin at 182 not only kind of sealed the deal in that match for us, but also, as I said on Sunday, was kind of the first time we saw that real raw emotion and excitement out of this team all year, or especially here at the end of the season. You know, and it was at the 182-pound match in the state semifinals, so we're finally getting close to where we wanted to be all year, and we started to see some excitement out of these guys.
And I was eating breakfast after the Caledonia match and talking to some Piers people at the diner. They said that they're kind of here often, and I think we're trying to get to that point where we're there all the time.
As far as preparing for the state tournament, you know, we could set our schedule how we wanted to, wrestle as many tough teams as we did, but there's still that factor of wrestling at the XL Center in the state tournament that you can't recreate anywhere else during the year. And some of the teams like a Piers or a Frazee or even Minneota recently, their kids have been part of that event for multiple years. There's not one wrestler on our team that had competed at the state tournament as a member of a team before, because the last time was 7 years ago. So there was definitely that familiarity factor that we did not have that a couple of those other teams did. So I was glad we were able to overcome that.
After beating Piers, then you had a couple-hour break, and then the championship match against Frazee, who kind of had a little upset. They beat the number 2 seed Minneota, and I know I got to come up for that one, and the XL was just a sea of red in that corner. It was so I bet you there was 2,000 or 3,000 people from Kenyon and Wannamago there to support you guys. What do you do in that hour or two that you have before that match? How do you get the guys focused but not too focused?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, our team was focused all year and really locked in. I felt like at the state tournament, there was some questions about, hey, KW needs to wrestle better if they're going to win this thing. And I think part of that was the high expectations that we had set for ourselves based on our results over the course of the year. But kids just rested, fueled up. We had a pre-match talk maybe a half hour before the duel and tried to keep that pretty simple, but I think we left that really focused and ready to go, and just needed to go out and wrestle a Frazee team who had just come off an upset of beating the number 1 ranked team in the state. So we knew bonus points were going to be a key and needed to get off to a good start in that duel.
Speaking of bonus points, somebody, I think it was Ben Fiercey from down in Rochester, tweeted out that we won 6 and they won 8, and the bonus points really were the difference.
Yeah, we had pins at 106 and 113, which Jaren and Ethan have been doing all year, and couldn't have been more important in that duel. Then we lost 4 straight decisions, and all of a sudden it's 12-12. A key match in the duel was at 145 when Matthew Hoogland won a 1-point decision. He had actually gotten pinned when we wrestled Frazee earlier in the year, and we had a big margin of victory against them. I think it was around 25 when we wrestled them at the Bemidji tournament, but I knew that was going to be a lot closer. There was going to be some different matchups, and to be honest, everything went perfect for us in Bemidji and kind of fell our way that day. So it was going to be a different story. So Matthew had a big win for us. Dylan got a tech fall and some bonus points at 52. But probably the key to that duel was at 170 and 182, when it came right down to it, we needed our 2 seniors, Ted Androli and Luke Retzigal, to step up and beat good kids, and that's exactly what they did. Wrestled great, won 2 big matches for us right there, and then, we only win 6 matches. I'd never want to have to try to win a duel, winning only 6 matches. But when the 8 that you lose, you only give up decisions, you got a shot, and that's what we did. Comes down to Austin. Austin had pinned that kid earlier in the year in our duel, but in that team situation, it was all about winning that duel as a team, so we needed to change Austin's approach and wrestle to not give up 6 points, so our team could win, and he did just a great job of handling that situation.
Well, mentally, it's different. You just pinned him, just thinking let's go beat him. But at the same time, heavyweight, it seems like they're either wrestling just for their own match or they've got everything on the line.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a bigger pressure situation than Austin was put into there. Our whole season, it was no secret that our goal was to win the state tournament, and we would have been disappointed with anything less than that. And then to have it all come down to one match, can't get pinned, that's a lot of pressure for anybody. And Austin definitely was put in a tough spot and handled it really, really well.
Well, and I think he was able to handle it well because you guys have prepared him so well in practice for anything that could come their way. So
a few moments right before Austin's match, I was watching, and you kind of went up into the tunnel with him. What did you say to him?
Yeah, I went back to the tunnel during Seth's match and just said, Seth keeps this a decision, which it looked like he would. We need to not get pinned in the last match, and we win this duel. And every time I said it's going to be crazy out there. Every time you go off the mat, you need to take a look over. We'll try to keep you grounded with the situation. We don't want to get in any tight ties. We don't want to get rolled to our back from top. We need to be head up and good position on bottom. So we kind of talked through all 3 positions, and Austin really stayed focused on us and what we were trying to do there. and just kept himself in the moment and did what he needed to do.
Awesome, and you win that match 26-24, the closest margin of the state tournament for you, and just the euphoric, I could just sense it. You were very cool and calm, in your corner, but when you finally knew that you were going to win it, it just seems like all heck broke loose, and you guys were just having so much fun there, and it was just so fun to see.
Yeah, like I've said many times, and still today, I still can't hardly believe it worked out. I'm just so happy for our kids that it did, because they bought in to the goal and prepared for it and put in a lot of effort and energy over the course of the year, and it worked out.
Speaking of the one team, one goal bit, you can check out Matt Bigelow's article from the Kenyon Leader all about that and how they accomplished that one team, one goal message that they've been sending out all year. And taking a look at the Republican Eagle, Joel Brown, he has put together a nice little piece on the sacrifice that Coach was talking about with Jackson. Not necessarily going out and trying to win, but at the same time, not trying to lose. It was get the job done sort of thing. So thanks to those two guys for covering the state tournament and the nights all year round.
So you win the team title, and you can't party too hard because you got individuals starting on Friday. And in that individual tournament, you had 5 medalists. Tell us a little bit about that experience, going from that team victory to then reorganizing, refocusing, and getting those 11 wrestlers ready for the individual meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely takes something out of kids who are part of the team event, and especially teams that get to the finals and are wrestling at 7 o'clock at night, and then all the emotion that goes with it. I've said there's only so much physical energy and emotional energy that you have in the tank, and we needed to empty both of those tanks on Thursday to get the job done. So then to reset and come back and be refocused and re-energized and ready to go the next day can be a difficult task. And I was really proud of the way our kids responded. We probably had a few kids that didn't place as high as they would have maybe liked or thought they should have, or were maybe even capable of. But we maybe just ran out of a little steam by the end of the day on Saturday, and understandably so, but I don't think anybody would trade it for what happened Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you had a 5th place finisher with Austin Jackson, and 3 4th place finishers with Ethan Coda, Ted Androli, and Luke Redsicle, and then a champion in Jaron Madsen. So looking ahead, Jaron's coming back, and you're losing those other 4 guys. What do you think about next year?
Well, we lose a great senior class this year, which has been building for this, this moment at the state tournament for a lot of years. But I like what we have coming back. We've got some solid kids that had big contributions this year to our team, and we've got some other kids that I truly believe would have been 20 match winners on varsity if they could have cracked the lineup. They were just wrestling behind some really solid kids. So we're gonna have a nice team again next year. So we'll, enjoy this and go to camp this summer and figure out where we're at and set some new goals for next year.
Right.
Just a great run by you guys, and not only was it great for you guys, but it was great for both communities, Kenyon and Wanamingo. And as someone that's new to the school, I just got to say thank you so much for bringing that joy. I had 5th and 6th graders watching this on Thursday, and they are applauding every point. I mean, they were so into it, and that brings that, when you get that championship, that's those special little things on top of that great trophy that you guys get, those special little things that really bring this whole community together.
Right.
Yeah, this was great, but it would not have been nearly as great without the unbelievable fan support that we had up at the XL on Thursday. And that finals match, that's an image that'll be burned in my mind forever, looking up into the stands, and not just one section, but 2 or 3 sections full of people in red going bananas, having a good time and enjoying it.
Awesome. Well, go ahead, Kirby.
I'm sorry. Not only thank you, but congratulations on not only the state trophy, but Coach of the Year in Class A too. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
We want Coach. A lot of good things going on at the school. Wrestling team, top of the list right now. But let's touch on a few things here, guys. Girls basketball. Losing in the first round, upset by number 12 Cannon Falls, and they come up short, losing by 6 points on a night where both Caledonia